everything you wanna know about it. Let's begin.
This channel I'm going to share a lot of stuff that I know. It's not only about solar, it's about an experience, sharing the knowledge of anything that I know as far as you can see. Okay guys, that's me right there, preparing myself, getting ready to take off to the roof. Well guys, the guy you see there is my supervisor. He's doing roof inspection. Before we do anything to any roof, the supervisor always check whether the roof is safe for us to work. So he's checking whether it's safe for us to start to install. Then after, he's giving us a feedback and tell us where we should always be careful. Well, yeah. What you see here is a lifeline. It's for us to hook out when we are working next to those edges. And this is the roof bracket. This is our bracket. They call them short rails in other name. Well, yeah, now I'm putting the first short rail, or let me just say bracket, for our table. Bear in mind that you should know the size of the solar before putting your brackets. Okay, I'm putting the first one, then I'm going to put another one at the end, and then after I'm going to pull the left. I'm going to pull the building lane so that any bracket in between will be in a straight line. The first bracket and the last bracket, then the rest which are in between, they will always be in a straight line using the building lane. Remember again, bear in mind, you should know the size of your solar panel. You should always know the size, because you can't just install brackets without knowing the size of the solar. You should know your solar panel size, then after you put your brackets. As you can see here, it will be my second solar panel, second row I mean. I've just did the straight line at the beginning and straight line at the end, and then the rest of the brackets will be in between. Those one we only install them with using our building lane for straight. Here Zero was telling me that I should put this building lane opposite from the sun. They don't want to face the sun. While I'm doing this, other guys are busy putting those brackets. The other one is putting them, the other one is drilling. Well guys, you can see the process so far. There is something happening there. We are about to finish laying out all our brackets. We are done. Now it's solar time. We do the first line, the first straight line, using our building lane to build our table. First solar and the last solar. just did our square. What I'm holding there, we call it end lamp, is to attach the bracket with the solar. Make sure that always your end lamp is always attached to the solar. There is no gap in between. Hold it, then tighten it up. Make sure it's 100% tight so that anything, if there is a storm or wind or something, we don't want to see our solars flying all over. Now I'm going to install the last solar after there, and then everything will follow up. Using the building lane will never go wrong. This is the reason for that building, that lifeline that I told you back then about. You see right there, I hook on so that I cannot fall. I'm working in the edges, so it's always safe for us to always hook on when we are working in the edges. End lamp to hold our first solar. Make sure it's 100% tight, and then we are going on and on, creating our first row, first line, first straight line. It should be two guys. The other one is checking the line if it's straight, is attached. In between, if our table goes with two solars, in between we are using mid lamps so that our gaps are the same. We don't have a huge gap or a smaller gap. All our gaps should look the same. So we use mid lamps in between. Then after that we are going to use, as you can see here, there is a huge gap. You see this gap? We call it walkway. Then there are those small gaps, the ones that we are using mid lamps. Here it is, our first row. It is done. Now is the time to build a table. Our first row is straight, no doubt. Now it's going to be easy for us to do the rest. Okay, now the next row, we are using mid lamps to lay them together. The first module and the second one has to join together. Remember to always connect if it's not a string. So make sure a female and a female go together. It gives you a sound for you to be sure that it's 100% connected. Next solar, put mid lamps, join the solar, and then another one until where the string says here there should be a string. How do we know here we should not join these two solars? There is a what can I say? There is a map, or should I say? Fine. Let me just call it the map, whereby it tells us here, guys, you are going to create this type of table. This table, it will be 18 solars or 16 solars per string. The string should come out here, so we'll know we'll connect 18 solars going straight. Then we'll make sure if they are 18 now, we pull up the string. That's where our string is coming, or is it a negative or positive? You understand? But you'll see when time goes on. Our table is getting there. Make sure it is straight, hook it off, tie it off. We no longer use a building lane here because of we are sure about our first lane. Our straight is 100%. You can see now there is a process. Our tables are going there. Well, we are done. I just fast forward it. we are done creating all the table. This is how our structure looks like, and then we already put all the earthing. Earthing is very important, guys. Make sure you always earth panel to panel. There should be earth in between. So guys, we are done putting solars. All the panels are where they're supposed to be. This is how it looks when you're up there. This is how it looks on the map that they gave us. Yeah, now we are in another chapter. This chapter is whereby we are creating the root for strings using P2000. Just to simplify it, using cable trays, but normally they call this type of cable trays P2000, and then this other one they call P9000. So here we are creating a bridge. This is the bridge whereby our strings will pass through to the other side. As you saw, there are solars on the left and there are solars on the right. So we are creating a bridge. This is where our cable will be inside. So bear in mind, the guys who are going to deal with this stuff must be the guy who's very extra careful, because of cable trays, if are not well cut, they can damage the string. Example, if you see here, there is in this corner, if we just put our strings inside, this cable tray might cut the string, you see. So in order for us to prevent that, we create a cap, something like this one, you see. So our string won't be damaged when it turns there. Every corner we put those cap, so always make sure, because of the cable tray can damage the string. Here is the curve, another curve. We created something like this so that it can't damage the string. We don't want anything that will cause trouble later. Make sure the guy who's dealing with cable trays, he's a very, very careful guy, or what can I say? Yeah, careful guy. Well, yeah, I just want you to see how does Omdimias do his cable trays. He's going to cut this cable tray. Is going to create a 90-degree curve. So he's using measurements, where to cut, where not. For you to be able to do nice cable trays like Omdimias, you should have proper tools to do it and know your numbers. So here he's using a square. He's marking where he has to cut before cutting. So it means you need a tape measure, you need your square and a marker. Those are your tools for you in order to cut your cable tray or your P2000. Just check here, guys. Take some notes. You'll see something here. You can practice this if you have some space. This technique doesn't only work on solar. You can create something. You can use P2000 for something else, not for solars, or for maybe creating girders or something. But this technique is not only for solars. Now it's going to cut where he marks. Before he cut, he realized that something is not right. That's why he takes his gloves. So be in mind that always when you cut, You have your earbuds, you have your sunglasses and gloves. Before you use the grinder, safety comes first, guys. Always bear in mind. Well, I think now you see what he was creating there. He's creating a corner and 90-degree curve. You can see fail, making sure that it is not going to damage the strings. Make sure it doesn't damage the strings. That part is the most important one. Well cut, very nice. You'll just see when he just turn it, but you can tell the direction. Where does it go? That's it. Clip. Very nice corner. It's easy, guys. Easy, but you should do this for a long time for you to do it nice and faster. You see here there was a curve also. He also created something there. Those you see. Sometimes we use the rubber, but here we are using the cable tray of cuts. Well, one guy is busy doing cable trays, other guys are busy pulling the strings, putting them where they should be. You saw our table, so it means each table has the strings, 18 panels, one string, meaning positive and negative, one string. The guy down there, he's marking this string, guys, goes to number 15 or number 10. You pull the string, you took it to the table number 10. It makes easier if there is a problem down there and then they say we can't receive power. It means you'll know which table is that. Table number 10, you go to table number 10 and check. Okay, table number 10, there's problem. You can identify it because of there is a label for it. Things like that, guys. Well, here we are pulling the strings, putting where they're supposed to be. I think this one, it was string number 4. This is the positive one. If you watched this video up to so far here, please like and subscribe, share, so that I can have more courage to create more tutorials for things like this, Next time we'll do those small installation. This one is the big installation. Small installation like household, easy ones. Well, guys, the strings have been pulled, all of them. They are where they're supposed to be. Now it's time to attach them with the panels. You need your side cutter, MC4 clamper, and MC4s. MC4 clamper, MC4 side cutter. Side cutter is for skinning the cable. MC4, you attach them using MC4 clamp. So just watch here what I'm doing. This is our MC4 female. These are our MC4 connectors. I'm going to put the string. I'm going to attach it with the string using MC4 clamper. This is how it's done. Okay, just watch. It's a pin. It's a female pin. I put it on there. for a crimper. Then I take my string, touch it with it, and then I cramp it. It should be nice like that, you see. Then I take the holder, the female holder, then I put it, make it loose a little bit, then hook it, then do a test pull. It is 100% tight. Then make sure that it's nice. These two will be joined together, then they supply power down there. Away. All our strings now, they went down there to those guys now. This is another field for different people, different jobs, and so forth. Away guys, I still have a bonus for you guys. If you are in this field, you come across some silly mistakes or some small things that will cost your time, and then you have to know how to deal with those things. If you've connected extra panels and then you are supposed to connect, let us say 15, and then you did 16, so it means you have to disconnect one there. So you don't know how to do it. You come across this type of solars, you try to pull it, it doesn't go out. So you need this type of thing. You need a cable tie. That cable tie, you'll put it like this, then you'll just open it. Simple, no? But if you don't know this, you'll struggle the whole day. So for you, my dear friends, just make sure that you are always having your cable tie attached to your Allen key, because next time you'll want the cable tie and then the cable tie is not nearby you. Away.